Hey, guess what? It's the BlazorPuzzle. I'm Carl Franklin from AppVNext, and that's Jeff Fritz from Microsoft, right?
Yeah, one of those places, something like that.
We are going to be doing a BlazorPuzzle at .NET Conf, are we not?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Coming up, we are 4 weeks out from .NET Conf, November 14th through the 16th. And it's a big event. Everybody can tune in. You can watch it here on YouTube. You can watch it over on Twitch. There's a couple other services it'll be available on. Learn more at .netconf.net.
Yeah. And hey, man, I'm in Porto, Portugal at NDC.
Oh.
I believe it or not, I did a talk 2 days ago. 2 days ago? Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I did a talk yesterday morning on Blazor and .NET 8.
Yeah.
Packed house, all green cards. Like, everybody loved it. I took a survey of the room, how many people minds are blown, and a substantial number of hands went up. I even got people that were skeptical about Blazor that were doing MVC interested in Blazor.
I think we're going to have a whole new world of puzzles to talk about after that .NET 8 release.
Absolutely. I can't wait. So let's get to last week's puzzle.
All right, let's take a look.
So this was a printing problem. And I'm going to say it wasn't really a Blazor problem, but the reason I chose it is because Blazor programmers, some of them don't know the intricacies of HTML, CSS, JavaScript like, seasoned people do. Some of these people are web forms programmers, some are corporate programmers, and they might not know this, but it was a CSS issue. But let me just show you the default behavior.
Yeah, what's interesting about Blazor, no matter how you build with it, you got to remember you're still standing on top of HTML and CSS, and you can still work with JavaScript.
Sure, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to fill these things in. And I'll hit generate, and there we go. The legend of the green apple. Once upon a time, there was a green apple who lived in a sour cheese. One day, the green apple went on a quest to find the legendary birds of the donkey. All right, so the issue is I want to print this, and I don't want all of this stuff to show up in the printed document, right? So how do I do that?
It's not a C# thing. You don't need to write some code there.
It's actually a media query. And there's a CSS media query built into Bootstrap. So if you're using Blazor, you can just wrap all the content that you don't want printed in a div with the class d-print-none. And guys, that's it. So yes, I'm sorry. It was a bit of a little obfuscation on my part, shall we say. So if I fill this out and I print now, I see nothing but the markup that I want to print. That was it. So yes, it wasn't a Blazor thing. It was a little bit of a trick on my part. I apologize.
Not a trick, and just reminding folks that, hey, you know what? There is a bigger scope here that you're operating in besides just C#.
Absolutely. And we got a bunch of correct answers, but the winner of this week's puzzle is...
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
And the winner is...
Tim Clark.
Tim! Hey!
Congratulations, Tim. And by the way, he's been answering the Blazor puzzles since the very beginning. But listen, we need more people playing the puzzle. And therefore, we need your help. Tell your friends. Tell everybody, hey, this is the coolest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Because it is.
Hey, we've got 9 puzzles now for folks to take a look at. Not just this one, but 8 more.
That's right. All right, so let's move on to this week's puzzle. Okay, so this is just a Blazor server application. I've got my hello world. I left that there. And I've got a button that calls this show text field. And down here, I've got a Boolean show, which I've initialized to false. kind of redundant, but okay. I have an element reference called my Textbox. And if show is true, I'm going to show that input and I'll, grab the reference right there, my Textbox, right? And so there's a fairly new feature called FocusAsync on an element reference. And so what I'm doing when I click the button is I'm going to say show equals true, and then call StateHasChanged, which should refresh, and then the input should show, right? And then I'm going to await my textbox.FocusAsync. It seems like it should work.
Yeah, right. That's a clear connection of different evented objects. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very simple idea. I want to show a text box, and I want to set focus to it. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. All right, there's the text field, but what? What happened here? You know what? I'm even going to show you the error. And it's an element reference has not been configured correctly.
Oh.
Error. What?
Hmm.
Okay. And also it's this line right here, right? So it doesn't understand my text box, but it looks like it should, because look, I call StateHasChanged. It's there. It has rendered, and I have a reference to it. Why can't I use it? So the question is, why doesn't it work? And if you think you know the answer, please don't share it on social media, but instead email it here, blazorpuzzle@appvnext.com, and tell us why you think it doesn't work and what you did to make it work. And when you do have the answer, we want you to take a screenshot of it and then put it out on social media and say, hey, I solved the Blazor puzzle. Here it is working. And
Yep. Take a screenshot of it working. Don't share your code, but here it is working,
right,
and put hashtag BlazorPuzzle with it.
Now, what do you get out of it, right? After all, we're asking for you to help us. What do you get? Well, if we pick your answer from all the correct answers, you're going to get one of these. A Blazor Puzzle mug.
Nice.
You can't get a Blazor Puzzle mug any other way. I know. It's like, we're going to send you some useless crap. Yay. Hey, it's all we got, all right? We're a small budget thing here. But we're also going to give you one of these brand new Blazor Puzzle t-shirts. So if you get that email from me saying, hey, you won, I'm going to need your mailing address and I'm going to need your t-shirt size. And, this is the only way you can get these things. So.
All right. Another puzzle is in the books. Do you think we should start publishing some of the older answers somewhere for things that are maybe more than a month old now? I
don't know. I kind of think we want people to watch the videos.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. If the answer has already been given, it's okay if you post the answer on social media, I think. What do you think, Jeff?
Sure. If it's more than a week old, it's cool to post the answer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. But, somebody really wants to challenge themselves. They'll go through all the puzzles and try to figure it out. All right. Okay. That's it for the Blazor Puzzle this week. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out blazortrain.com and the .NETshow.com for more great content.